Hey, so in this video, I want to pitch you my time management system that I've developed, and I've decided to call it the Rainbow Calendar Method. And I will share my screen to walk you through how I do it, why it works for me, and what you can learn from it as well. If you haven't met yet, my name is Fabian Werner. I'm a student from Germany. I'm studying for a bachelor's degree in e-commerce at the University of Applied Sciences Würzburg-Schweinfurt, where I'm proudly recognized as one of the top 20% of students. Then I have 2 years of experience working in tech sales, where I had to manage a lot of time between meetings, between university, between working on my own businesses, because I've also been in business for 5 years, starting 3 businesses on my own. I've started first an e-commerce online store, second a productized service agency, and now I'm creating free content online that people like you are watching to get better results faster, scaling their businesses and doing what they love doing for a living. And that's why I want to teach you my time management method that works flawlessly. It's simple, it's sustainable, and it's adaptable to multiple situations and devices. So let's get into it right away. And let's get into it by me sharing my screen. Okay, so now you will see my screen recording. And what I'm doing is essentially pretty simple, but it took long time for me to figure it out the way it is. So essentially I'm using Notion to track all of my tasks, and I'm using Google Calendar to schedule my tasks, and I will run you through my system right now. So on my phone home screen, I have this nice button down here where I can create a new task that will automatically get added to my Notion database. So if I click here and have a new task, I can write it down. So for example, let's say write an email newsletter. This would be my task. Now I can click done, and now I have this new task. So now the next time I go into my Notion, I go into my hub where I manage all of my stuff. I see all of the tasks that have been added to my database. In this case, it are 4 tasks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the last thing I need to do is simple. I click edit task and I have to think about which priority this task has. So how important is it? And you can see I have this priority node right here with this flag. And if I click on it, I have 3 priorities. I have a high priority, a medium priority, and a low priority. If this task is something that is pretty irrelevant, I will add it to a anytime folder so it gets removed from my overview. But this is rarely the case because I just want to do everything immediately. That's just my personal preference. And let's say this has a priority of 1. So write an email newsletter. So now in my overview, the email newsletter gets ranked at the first place. So now let's say book re-rambles, also chapter re-rambles. This is another task I have. Let's say we gave this one a priority of 3, and then the video re-rambles, we also give a priority of 2, and the other re-rambles get a priority of 3. And then based on their priority, they get automatically sorted into my tasks database, as you can see right here. And now happens the magic, because it's all connected to my calendar system, what I'm about to show you now. So this is my Google Calendar, and if I unfold it and show you the events, this is my daily schedule. And that's why it's called the Rainbow Calendar System, because I have color-coded my calendar in a way that looks beautiful and that I can organize my tasks in. And now you see that my blocks of work are actually based on priorities. So what does it mean? Well, every morning I look at my database with the tasks of my priority 1, and from 8 to 12 p.m. I work on those tasks. Simple. Then the same for priority block 2. From 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. I work on every task that has a priority of 2. And last but not least, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. I work on all the tasks that have a priority of 3. So they are ordered by important to least important, as well as my daily schedule is ordered from most high intensity work to lowest intensity of work, because your focus and your ability to be in a flow state decreases over the span of the day. So ideally, a work day for me would be 12 hours from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's rarely the case that I stick to these numbers like perfectly, but it's definitely something I try to follow religiously. And before and after that, I have just installed these simple blockers. I try to wake up every day at 6:30, but I've installed it to be between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. because I also like to wake up naturally. But I can only do that if I go to bed at around 10 p.m. So I've installed this last block from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And that's essentially how I manage my incoming tasks. So I know, for example, tomorrow I would need to write an email newsletter. Of course, if I'm already done with all of the tasks from one block, I can move on to the next tasks. And if I have done all of those tasks, I can do tasks that are infinite. For example, scripting new YouTube videos. Those tasks you have to think for yourself. Are they mentally demanding? Well, scripting YouTube videos definitely are or is. So that's also a priority one. So if you can already estimate for tomorrow, for example, your priority one block will fall short, then fill it with something else. For example, recording videos or writing scripts for videos, or on your block 3, make a phone call to some business partner you haven't spoken to in a while, for example, or answer emails, do customer support, whatever is needed in your business. So I hope you were able to learn something from my rainbow calendar system. If you've learned something from this video, I would highly recommend you check out my newsletter in the description down below. That's the place where I teach everything I know, all of my successes, my failures, and make all of my numbers of my business fully transparent. So you know that what I'm doing is legit. I want to be as transparent as humanly possible. So I called this entire process open sourcing my business. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.